was that? Who was that man? Nobody knows all across this land. Was that an unknown man? Who was that? Who was that man? It was a wild and wet November night, and the rush hour was at its height. Kings crossed the venue that the finger of death was pointed at. Among the crowd was a lonely soul with a mission in mind and a place to go. Nobody knows where he was bound when his fateful steps took him underground. Who was that? Who was that man? Nobody loved him all across this land. Was that an unloved man? Who was that? Who was that man? Through the open gates the victims poured, the high and the mighty and the skinned and scored. Up on the escalator they stood, that brown old thing was made of wood. A cigarette butt lit a fireball, went all the way up to the ticket hall. Mamas and papas and children died, but there's a one left there for whom no one cried. Who was that? Who was that man? Nobody claimed him all across this land. Was that an unclaimed man? Who was that? Who was that man? The authorities through debris on radio and TV did pick exclusive pictures in the papers, made the general public tick. The powers that be were all aghast about how this thing would come to pass, but none of them seemed to care at all about the lonesome face on the station wall. Who was that? Who was that man? Nobody knows all across this land. Was that an unknown man? Who was that? Who was that man? Who was that now? Was that man? Nobody loved him all across this land. Was that an unloved man? Said nobody loves him. Who was that man?